Hey everybody, I'm here today to show you and tell you how to measure stride length. This will be a full tutorial, but also an easy tutorial, so let's get right into this video. It's really easy to do, and there are essentially two different ways to measure your stride length. The first method is measuring your maximum stride length, okay? Now for this method, what you wanna do is start at a certain point. I'm gonna have to raise my voice because I know the camera's a little bit further away right now. Actually, I can go this way and you can see, start at a certain point with your feet sort of just in line with each other. And you wanna just do your maximum stride. So I'll start back here, make sure I'm still on camera. You wanna do your maximum stride like this, maximum stride, and then get someone to measure from one foot to the other foot, from the furthest back point to the furthest forward point, okay? That's how to measure your maximum stride length. Now you can also do this with tape. So I can get a piece of tape, put a piece of tape over here, put a piece of tape over here, and then I can go and I can measure the distance between those pieces of tape. So you can also do this yourself or with the help of someone else, okay? So that's the first method, and that's the least common method, in my opinion, for measuring stride length. Sorry, there's a little twig here. I'm just gonna throw it to the side. I keep stepping on it. I don't want it to interrupt the video too many times. It already did it once or twice now. So continuing on, that is the least common method for measuring stride length, just because no one really wants to know how far you can stretch your feet out with the stride. You want to know what's like your average stride length. So when it comes to averages, essentially the bigger of a sample that you can get, the more accurate it's going to be. So the more steps you can average out, the more accurate your stride length measurement is going to be. So I'll show you an example with 5 steps, but what I would recommend is that when you're trying to measure your average stride length, you do at least 10, 20, even 30 steps, and you take that massive distance and you measure it. But I'll show you what to do with 5 steps, and then you can just extrapolate that. So you're going to start at a certain point. You're going to take 5 regular steps, okay? And you're going to measure that distance, divide it by 5. So just to show you, I'm going to start at the fence over here, okay? I'm gonna take 5 regular steps. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And both my feet, I want both my feet to end at that 5th step. So I took 5 steps and I brought my other foot forward to meet it. So both my feet are right there. And essentially I'm gonna measure that distance right there. So let's just say, for the sake of argument, that was 10 feet. I would take that total distance of 10 feet, I would divide it by the number of steps that I took, which would be 5, and that would give me an average stride length of about 2 feet, which is probably relatively accurate, I believe, based on that distance right there was about 10 feet, give or take, and I did take 5 steps. So that's how to measure your stride length. You take the total distance that you walked and you divide it by the number of steps that you took. So 10 feet was my total distance moved, and 5 steps is the amount of steps that I took. So 10 divided by 5 is going to be 2, and that is going to be my average stride length, 2 feet per step. Now, the thing is, like I said, if I wanted a really accurate measurement, I would take that number and I would extrapolate it. I would do 30 steps or even 50 steps if I could, and I would measure that out. And that is the best way for you to figure out your actual stride length, is to take a bigger number. You can figure out a rough estimate with 3, 4, 5 steps, to be honest with you. But if you want to, I would say the minimum you need to get a decently accurate measurement would be probably at least about 10 steps. Because some steps are going to be a little bit bigger, some steps are going to be a little bit smaller. So when it comes to stride length, you want an accurate measurement, and you want to average out all those ones that are a little bit bigger and a little bit smaller by getting a larger sample size. It is when it comes to data collection or any numbers game, any numbers, and I don't want to say numbers game because it's not a game, but any numbers thing that you're trying to figure out, the key is a bigger sample size. The bigger sample size that you can get, the easier that it will be to get an accurate measurement. And just so you know, I'm a psychology graduate, and through studying psychology, there was a lot of data management over the years of my psychology courses, and I learned a lot about it. And number one thing, as far as I'm concerned, is sample size. The bigger sample size that you can have, the more accurate your measurement is going to be. So when it comes to stride length, getting 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 100 steps will give you more accurate measurement than 5. But I just used 5 as an example for this video. And that's it. If you like this video, please be sure to give it a thumbs up. Let me know what you think down below as a comment. And of course, be sure to subscribe for more great videos just like this one. And that's all I have for you today. Thanks for watching.